Hi everyone, yesterday I did a video showing you how to make a template for medallion stamping with the Stamparatus. So today I'm going to show you how to do medallion stamping to do this card. So this one was done on a 3 1/8 of an inch template, and that's why it looks different to this one, which was done on a 4-inch template. Can you see the difference? This one's further apart, these are closer together. So I want to get the closer together look, so that's the one I'm going to do today. So I've got my very vanilla cardstock set up, and I'm going to do it from scratch. So I've got this stamp set called Beautiful Autumn is amazing because it's got stamps to colour in the acorn and the different types of oak leaf actually. Just before I start, so I've got those set up on these acrylic blocks, which is a quicker way to colour it in, just using the acrylic blocks. But just before I start, I'm just going to show you a card I made this morning at my team meeting using the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. So that's this stamp set here, using the Stamparatus, and I did this on a 4-inch plate. Just hold it back a little bit. And then I also played around this morning with the tag buffet set, which is with the tag kit. You buy it separately at the beginning of the catalogue. And I got that wreath, and then I did one and cut it out there without pine cones, but I can obviously decorate that. These little berries were cut out of the red foil cardstock with the Dove of Peace little circle dies, where you cut out 7 little circles in a row, all in one sweep. So I'll just put those to one side and we'll get cracking. So first of all, I'm going to line up my stick of this stamp here. So I'm going to put that across. I can see a centre line there. I'm just going to put it across like that, and I'll pick it up. I haven't bothered putting a magnet down, but perhaps I should, just to keep that in place. So I'm just going to put that in place like that. And I'm going to ink it up with early espresso. Now I like using Stampin' Spots when I'm doing medallion stamping, and often when I'm using my Stamparatus I should say, I use medallion, I use Stampin' Spots. So I'm just going to turn that all the way round to do the next square, and I'm just going to do one more before you'll see I'll introduce the other stamps that are going to come into the round. So that one's not quite stamped as much as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to stamp it again. That's the wonderful thing about the Stamparatus, you can go back and stamp it again if you're not happy with how it has turned out. So now I'm going to take the oak leaf and I'm going to put this back to where it was at the beginning, and I'm going to put the oak leaf between the two, like that. Now if I can pick it up on this plate, well and good, and in fact I can, that's great. So it means I don't have to be inking up from one side to the other. I can ink up both at the same time. But obviously at the moment I just want to ink up the oak leaf, but I might also try, and so I'll just do that first of all and stamp that, because then I might be able to fit on the other little leaf. And I'm not quite sure what type of leaf the other little one is, but apparently these two are oak leaves, and obviously you've got the acorn as well. So I'm going to position this one just in there, but I don't think it's going, no, it's not going to fit there. So I'm just going to pop it in here in the hopes that perhaps it might fit in there. No, so I'm going to leave that one out for the time being and just carry on and do these two. So obviously I've got to do my English oak, I think this one is, here. And you'll see that once I get going, I just turn it round again on the square like that, and I can ink up both stamps with the early espresso Stampin' Spot and just stamp them both together. So there's only, once you get going, you could do several of these cards at once. You just cut out the 3 5/8 inch. So that's that one finished. Now what I could do is use the other plate with this leaf, if I just put it in like that, or if I wanted to I could use an acrylic block, but I'm just going to pop that in and see what it comes out like. Okay, so I'm going to use this, the second plate on the Stamparatus for this, and this hopefully will be quite quick. I just do that and then turn it round. This time I have to use the diagonal because I want to do 8 obviously to fit in. And that's actually not going to fit in So I'm going to just do the squares, and then I might have to change it if I want to put 4 more in, but I'll just do this like this for the time being, and then turn it around again on the square. And then the last one on the square, like that. I quite like it like that. I think it's enough with just the 4 little leaves there. So now I'm going to take the stamps for colouring the leaves in. So I'm just going to take the English oak one, and these are very easy to use, as you will see, which is great. I could, if I wanted to, do them on the Stamparatus, but I think it's quicker just to eyeball it, as we say in the trade. There we go, that's that one. And I'm going to take, so that was in Old Olive, I'm now going to take Cherry Cobbler Stamping Spot and do, I can't remember what, I think this is a red oak, which is why it would be significant. This is my son who is doing a diploma at Kew Gardens, and he told me, I think that this was a red oak. He seemed to be very confident when he told me that, so I'm believing him. Whoops, I have stamped off a bit there. Made a bit of a mistake. I'm probably doing it in a bit of a hurry, but actually because it's photopolymer, you can see quite well through the stamp. So that's that one, and then I'm going to use Cajun Craze for the little leaf. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 4 leaves like that. And then I'm going to take the acorn stamp, and I'm going to bring back my early espresso, and I'm just going to stamp one there. And I've already stamped one and used the stamps to colour it in here, so I'll just bring the punch. So there are 3 matching punches in this bundle. There's the acorn one, there's the English oak, and there is also, if this is that, a red oak as well. So I'm just going to use the stamps for colouring in the acorn. So this is the one for the top of the acorn, like that. And I've got one for the bottom of the acorn that I'm going to do in crumb cake. Acorns are crumb cake, I think. We saw some lovely acorns at the weekend. And then I'm going to just put this one on a mini dimensional so that it stands out to add extra interest. Like that. So I've got one over the other. And then probably, in fact that's why I did this, I stamped, didn't quite get it right on the English oak leaf, so I stamped and punched out another couple and just put them on dimensionals on top. So there is your medallion stamping. Because it's a small stamp, I used a smaller template because I didn't want it as wide apart as that. I wanted it closer together. So I hope that that gives you an idea of how to do medallion stamping. Have a good afternoon. Bye.